Hey everybody, we hope you're all having a good time this Friday night. This is meteorologist Mike Griffith here for Carolina Weather Authority, and we are currently looking at a live satellite loop of Isaias in the Caribbean. And it looks like there's some pretty good towers of convection that have formed with this hurricane. Category 1 right now at the moment, but the convectioning towers of convection is extremely cold cloud tops right here off to the western flank and to the eastern flank of the storm. You can see these measurements over here. These are in degrees Celsius. So it's looking like 0 degrees Celsius is freezing, and anything lower than that is going to be a lot more than below zero. And some of these cloud tops over here are actually trending down, actually in this direction, down this way right here with the some of the purples and some of the whites in there. So there's no question that this storm system is strengthening and could be strengthening by Saturday morning. We might have a Category 2 on our hands or a maximum Category 1 hurricane right now. So Cuba's right here. Here's the southern tip of Florida, and here are some of the Bahamas islands right here. So there's a little bit of land that can mess with the formation of the hurricane, but it might not be that much land overall in the grand scheme of things. Still plenty of warm water for this system to work over in the next 2 or 3, like in the next 2 days or so, day or two or so, or something like that. So going over here to the official National Hurricane page. By the way, please click that subscribe button right down there in the bottom right portion of your screen. It will really help us get to 1,000 subscribers, and then we can start going live on YouTube and not relying on Facebook's broken features. So we can really appreciate having 1,000 subscribers. We'll get some additional benefits for creators over here on the YouTube page. So please make sure they're subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us out a lot. So it's a win-win situation for everybody involved. Okay, so looking at the official National Hurricane forecast from the National Hurricane Center, this just came out at 8 p.m. About 39 minutes ago. And looks like they want it to be a hurricane as it comes close to Florida. It's going to strengthen some when it gets up here, but then they're expecting it to weaken as it comes off the coast of Florida and also just off the coast of South Carolina right there. Remember, this is a cone of uncertainty, so it really doesn't mean that the storm is going to go right down the center of the track like this line says right here. What it means is that it can go anywhere within the cone because this is a margin of error. It can go all the way to the right, it can go all the way to the left. It can make landfall over Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, or even the Outer Banks, or even the Inner Banks right here. But southeastern Virginia is watching this closely. They need to because if it comes of a more westerly track, they're going to get affected up there pretty badly, almost like a Matthew situation with a unexpected hurricane force winds sustained. And if it goes to the east, then maybe they're not going to be affected so bad, but there will be some implications with tides in the Chesapeake Bay right now. We actually think that this will become possibly a Category 2 at one point. We don't see it weakening too much because this is bathwater right here. This is very, very warm water, and I'm not sure if the National Hurricane Center considered that. Of course, they're very hard workers. They're working around the clock, and they probably did, but we're just not seeing that. We are actually seeing more of a Category 2, and this is over on CarolinaWXAuthority.com, which is our website. So definitely make sure you come over here and check out our articles and check out our website right here. We have a website. We would appreciate if you come on over and take a look at the articles. So this is the article that we actually wrote up today with threats to life and property. Looks like the eastern parts of North Carolina could have high impacts when this is all said and done. And if this storm moves a little bit more to the west, and the Outer Banks and the Inner Banks right here are going to be affected even more, as well as Norfolk and the Hampton Roads up there. So maybe the medium can be pushed a little bit more this way, but anywhere from Charleston to Wilmington needs to watch this thing, especially the Outer Banks. This is our zone right in here where we have pretty higher confidence that are going to see a landfalling hurricane. And if it does come up this way, it could strengthen into a Category 2 hurricane. Also, we have a models page over here, which I'll take you to right now. So this is some pretty cool stuff. You can come over here, and it's almost like Mike's weather page a little bit, well, except it's our own that we created. We have a whole bunch of goodies on here, so you can be your own forecaster. So come over here to the site and just click on that models button. Okay, so what are we looking at now? We can look at the satellite image here from the Penn State E-Wall. Right down there is Isaias, and this system is going to churn its way up into this bathwater right up here. Once he hits this right here, he could explode and become a major hurricane, and then track kind of like maybe like this, maybe right up through Wilmington. And a track like this would not be good for anybody on the eastern flank of the storm if it did take a more western track over North Carolina, because right side of the hurricanes are typically tornadoes, storm surge, all the fun stuff that we have. Let's take a look here back at the National Hurricane Center. It looks like we have some pretty decent rainfall potentials from Isaias, and this is going to be the heaviest rainfalls here in the Bahamas on some of these islands, some of the heaviest rain over water, but it looks like the heavy rains are going to be still 4 to 6 inches at least between Wilmington and Jacksonville, Oak Island, North Myrtle Beach, all the way down to Charleston. Looks like some pretty heavy rains out of here. So we did kind of consider this in some of our impacts right there. So let's see, what else can we take a look at right now? The wind speed probabilities. These are kind of a little bit of an overdone map. These are definitely wider than what they probably should be, a little bit more overdone. But it looks like tropical storm force winds that are going to be spreading up to the Carolina coast. Let's see here. To Wednesday, August 5th. Okay, the probability of tropical storm force winds. So I think this could be underdone. I mean, if this thing blows up, I mean, this red and purple is going to be expanded way up into here, and it's not going to be limited down over there. But we can kind of expect that as we still do have a little bit more time to buy right now to deal with. Right here is the Euro Ensembles. This is the latest ones that just ran this morning at the morning run. The evening run isn't in yet. So it looks like a cluster of the models is in pretty good agreement on a track towards Florida, but then what happens after there is critical. I mean, does it actually hit Florida and weaken and come up this way and it's really just nothing? Does it stay just offshore and kind of hug the coast and come up here and blow up into maybe a Category 2? Okay, or does it get stronger tonight and Saturday and stay more east like this and blow up and become a Category 3 and just come up just like this right here? So there's a lot of that that is still on the table for Isaias. So let's see, what else can we talk about over here as far as the models? We can look at the models over here on weathermodels.us, which is a really, really great website. So we can look at the ensembles here, and we can take a look at all the possibilities. And as we're looking at the southeast U.S. right here, we want to look at the mean sea level pressure, and we're going to go into see what our different possibilities are for each model here. Right here is the GEFS ensembles, and we're looking at Monday right here. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but let me adjust this a little bit. And let's see, let's bring up Monday again. Okay, so each one of these models is a different version of the GFS, which is run with different initial conditions, and it spits out a different parameter in the end. Keep in mind, overall, models are not really good right now because of lack of flight data due to COVID-19. So all these GFS models, all these ensembles are fairly weak, and they're in pretty good agreement that there's going to be something just off the southeast coast, but the exact position is going to vary. This one model doesn't even have it, which is, I think that's garbage. This one right here has like a North Carolina, South Carolina state line landfall. This one right here has something weak. I mean, this one right here has a 995 millibar, which is like a Category 1. That's maybe like a tropical storm. So this could be why the National Hurricane Center is only going to call it a tropical storm because they're not biting on the actual warmer water here, which we think is going to happen. So there still is plenty of time before this storm hits. On Monday is the magic day. It's Friday right now. It's almost Saturday. So then we have Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. So really only two more full days to prepare before conditions start deteriorating down here in the southeast. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on this weekend, especially Saturday and Sunday, and see what happens, because Monday looks like it's go time, and we'll find out what happens with that. I actually did see Gefs Ensembles a week ago have a direct hit right over Myrtle Beach, or even North Myrtle Beach. So it could be, I mean, I was just looking at one of the possibilities, and I kind of bought into that. And that is definitely one of them right there. Another one is right up the Cape Fear River. Or it could do this kind of a trick action, not right up the Cape Fear River, but like this way right here. And then Eastern Carolina up into Southeast Virginia, kind of hug the coast. And then once it gets up into New England, it could raise some ruckus up around there as well. So that's pretty much the update I have for you right now. Watch for Josh. Please hit that subscribe button here on your screen, and also on the bottom of this video right here on the page. It should say subscribe. If it says subscribe, go ahead and click it, and then once you're subscribed, it'll say subscribed. Basic math, right? So everybody, thank you so much for watching. We'll continue to put out articles and Josh's YouTube video updates. Okay, everybody, have a great Friday night. Enjoy it. Don't worry about anything. Have a great Saturday. Don't worry about anything at all. Just watch the weather and keep it right here, CarolinaWeatherAuthority.com.